If you're a parent in the Chicago suburbs and you're always looking for things to do with your kids that aren't just another screen, you are going to love this episode. If you are curious about moving to the Chicago suburbs or even just thinking about it, I have a guide for you. My Chicago Suburbs cheat sheet goes over everything you need to know about parks, playgrounds, pools, all the things you would want to know about moving here. I'll link the guide in the description below. Welcome back to the Social Moms of DuPage County YouTube show. I'm your host, Kristi Gorski, and I show what it's really like to live here in DuPage County, all from a mom's perspective. Today, I'm sitting down with Samantha, a homeschooling mom of four right here in Wheaton and group leader of Camp Fire Illinois Prairie. She's helping families across the western suburbs get their kids outside, build confidence, and create real community through outdoor experiences. If you've been looking for more meaningful things for your kids to be part of, you're going to love this episode. Samantha, I'm so excited to talk to you, and I'm so excited to learn a little bit more about you. Thank you so much for inviting us over your home. I love your decorating, especially like your curtains, and this is like such a perfect backdrop. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you came.
I would love to hear a little bit about you. Tell us how you ended up here in Wheaton, and tell us a little bit about how you got involved in Camp Fire.
Sure. So I actually grew up on the West Coast in Washington, and as most kids do, wanted to leave. It was like a small town, and I just never envisioned myself staying there. So I had some family in Milwaukee, and I moved there when I was in college, and that's where I met my husband, and he's from Naperville. So Perfect. We ended up moving down this way to Wheaton to be closer to family, and we haven't looked back.
So tell me about how you found Camp Fire and what your involvement is with it.
Sure. So my mom was my leader, and I did it for 6 years, and we didn't have Girl Scouts on the West Coast. West Coast is, from what I'm learning now, is way more Camp Fire group led rather than Girl Scouts, so it just was kind of normal. So when I came here, and I have a daughter who was kind of that age where we were looking for a group, I jokingly said, like, I'll just start a random Camp Fire group out here, because I hadn't heard of it out here, hadn't seen any group, and in my Googling I found out that there was an office right down the street in Lombard, so I was able to start up a group. We have 10 kids, 2 boys, 8 girls now, and we're trying to get it started again, and yeah.
A lot of people are familiar here with Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts. How would you say Camp Fire is similar and different?
Right, so similarly they're scout troop, and we have similarities like focusing on community and working on projects, earning emblems. One of the main differences is just it's co-ed. So when Camp Fire originally started, they were looking for somewhere for families to take all of their kids. So boys and girls. Girl Scouts had started, Boy Scouts had started, but there was nothing that was easy for families to drop off both. So that's kind of how it got started. Another big difference is we spend a lot of time outdoors. I know that the other groups touch on that, but any chance that we have to be outside, our groups are going to be outside. We're looking forward to the nicer weather now so we can get back out there.
What do kids get out of Camp Fire that they wouldn't typically get in school or in sports?
The thing I love a lot about Camp Fire is we're working on like real life skills. So currently my group is in the middle of a cooking unit. They had to do research in cookbooks and as a team figure out what they were going to make their ingredient list. We're going to go shopping. So it's those real life skills that schools don't really have time to take their kids out into the community and do. And I also like that it's very interest driven. So when the kids get older, they're really picking the path and the projects that they're doing. And again, in schools, they just don't have the opportunity to do that. So it really gives them the opportunity to explore their interests and hobbies and learn new ones.
What kind of kids thrive in Camp Fire, and who is this like really perfect for?
I think all kids could find a place in Camp Fire. It's fitting for all, but I think our area has so many great opportunities for sports and for the kids who are like super active. Camp Fire is great for those who maybe that's not totally their forte. Maybe the ones that want to focus more on like learning cooking skills and leadership skills, sewing, any of the arts and craft, nature. So I think it's a great place to kind of branch out and try new things. And yeah, maybe it's not totally sports activity driven. The kids who are super artsy, they have kind of free reign to branch out and try new things, do what they want. We try and do a lot of include nature into our arts and projects and get outside. So any of those kids that need an outlet, but maybe it's not totally sports.
I would love to hear what your kids' perspective on Camp Fire is.
Yeah, so I love Camp Fire because it brings kids from all different areas. I mean, we have kids from 3 or 4 different towns who come to meet once a week for our group activities. And I love seeing that it's kids who probably wouldn't have totally found each other in school or other activities, but they're becoming friends here. And it's all just bonding over, enjoying art and getting outside and playing and using your imagination. And I don't think that they would have necessarily found their way to each other outside of an environment like this.
Yeah, and I love that it's different ages too.
Right.
Because you are always pushed with the kids that are of your same age.
Yeah.
And that's a really good, important skill. I mean, especially siblings, but also kids of other ages, all pushed together in one pile and having to complete the same activities. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun to see the older kids thrive kind of helping the youngers. I mean, our ages are 3 to 8 right now, and that's a pretty big developmental gap. But those older kids, they really kind of take the younger kids under their wing and are kind of like motherly to them, and it's so fun to see. And I think that just helps develop who they are and their character.
Okay, so let's talk local. If you want to get your kids outside more, where are you taking them around Wheaton or DuPage County? Like, can you recommend any parks or nature preserves that you would take them to?
Yeah, I love this question, and I have a handful of different answers depending on the vibe you're going for. So if you're looking for the classic park, I'm going to say Northside Park, just north of downtown Wheaton. It's got great play structures, tons of grassy area to run. There is like a little pond for, duck seeing. That's going to be your classic park. If you're looking for more nature feel and you just want to get outside in the trees, the Lincoln Marsh Prairie Patch is so cute. It's not your typical playground. It's got more nature things. Your kids are going to have to use their imagination out there, but it's got walking trails and again another pond. You can go out and see the ducks and the fish, and that one's really great if you're looking for really immersing in nature. I love Sensory Garden. Technically, I think it's in Lisle, but it's like right on that border. This is going to be great if you have kids of varying ages. It's huge. There's different playground structures for different ages. There's a zip line. It's really fun and it's completely handicap accessible. And then lastly, if you're looking for just getting outside for like a picnic, I love Adams Park. It's right in the heart of downtown Wheaton. You can pick up something for lunch. Tons of grassy area to like put out your blanket. And then if your kids needed something more to do, you can pop right into the Wheaton Library, and they have an amazing kids section down in the basement.
I have been to the sensory playground in Lisle, and you are totally right, because my kids are aged 7 to just like almost 2 years old, and everybody has fun. I mean, I can let my 7 and 6-year-old go there and like stay by the toddlers, and that's like the perfect park, I think, for all ages. And it's a really unique playground.
Yeah.
The way it looks, the way they've designed it is cool. Like the kids are always excited to go there.
If you're needing an idea for like a summer birthday, they also have a pavilion there. We had my 2 daughters share a birthday month, so we hosted their birthday there. It was amazing because the kids had so many options to fill the time, and then just meet back at the pavilion for cake. It was amazing.
Yeah, that's definitely a hidden gem. I feel like because of where it's tucked back there, not a lot of people know about that one.
Right.
So that's a good tip.
Yeah.
What is your favorite easy outdoor activity for a mom who just needs to get out of the house?
I would say just going on walks. At least in Wheaton, there's so many great like walking paths. There's the Prairie Path, so many neighborhoods, and you're going to stumble upon a park somewhere. That's the beauty of this area, is there is going to be a playground to stop at. So anytime I'm like, we need to get out of the house, I just load them up in the stroller and like we're walking. Doesn't matter where we're going, we're just getting out.
I think that is the easiest thing you can do that actually changes your mood and your attitude.
Yeah.
Because getting the fresh air, even if it's cold outside, is so important. For all new moms, I say that. It's like your baby will not be cold in the stroller. Just get outside. It's so important for moms, like our mental health and just like our attitude, right? It like changes you. So
yeah. And then depending on where you are, Luckily, I'm close enough I can just stumble into a coffee shop and get myself something. But especially now with the weather, it's so easy to get outside and just move around.
Any seasonal things that families should not miss, especially in the spring and summer months?
Yeah, so Wheaton is great and has so many activities for families. And I mean, the biggest one this summer, don't miss the French market on Saturdays. It's one of the best things that you can get out and do. There are so many food vendors, activities. It's very family friendly. They usually have music. It's right downtown, so you can walk around and shop a little bit, but it's such a cute weekend staple for our family. We love walking down there. But yeah, Wheaton has just so many events, family driven. There's the carnival, there's the weekly concerts, lots of things to get out of the house.
If somebody were new to the area, what would you tell them about what makes this area so special for raising kids?
I mainly love the community feel of Wheaton. I grew up in more of a rural town where it wasn't so neighborly, and I love that I can walk outside and I'm going to stumble upon another family and we can get chit-chatting and, meet up at the parks in the future, and that never would have happened for me growing up, and so I love that feel and that family vibe of Wheaton. And I think a lot of the suburbs around here are that way, where it's just a close-knit family. You can kind of talk to anybody and you're going to have something to relate to.
Is there anything else you want to tell us about Camp Fire?
Yeah, I love that we have the resources we do in this area. Camp Fire actually has a 7-acre camp down in Bolingbrook, and it's a nice place to unplug and get your kids out. We have hiking trails is loosely used, more like walking trails, but it's through dense wood, and there's a lake that the kids can hike down to and fish at, and it's just an amazing resource to get kids away from the everyday. And even though it's not too far removed, it's easily accessible.
Samantha, if somebody's interested in Camp Fire, how do they get involved?
Sure. So if you want to get involved in Camp Fire, you can follow us at Camp Fire Illinois Prairie on Instagram and Facebook. You can also sign up for our newsletters on our website. We'll be having some exciting programming happening at the camp this summer and just in the fall and the future for our club activities.
Samantha is such an incredible resource for families right here in the western suburbs, especially if you're looking to get your kids outside more and involved in outdoor activities and create real connections. I'll make sure to link all her information in the description so you can learn more about Camp Fire and how to get involved. And as always, if you're thinking about making a move to the Chicago suburbs, I would love to help find the perfect community for your family. If you are curious about moving to the Chicago suburbs or even just thinking about it, I have a guide for you. My Chicago Suburbs cheat sheet goes over everything you need to know about parks, playgrounds, pools, all the things you would want to know about moving here. I'll link the guide in the description below.